January 11th, Year 9. A friend worth holding on to. Entry 54. Yesterday was Ben's first party. It was actually really good and I had a lot of fun. And today he shared a lot of personal information with me. I appreciated and was fascinated by it, but I wonder where or even if I should draw a line. I'm very much attracted to Ben's mind, but I'm not sure it's enough. I want to be closer to him, but I don't want him to be hurt if I pull away. And I do very much enjoy myself with Alex, which I did today. Took him into a forbidden area of the mall and we made out. He was so nervous, it was really cute. And right now, I'm trying to convey to Alex that I wish to date him. But I still have many things to contemplate and to some extent I am afraid. And to Ben, I also wish to make him very happy, but I don't wish to risk hurting him either should I decide to change my mind. Because he doesn't seem like the bouncing right back persona that a Sagittarius may be. Let's see. After the talk's conclusion, it seems I was waiting for Ben's assurance that me dating Alex would have no adverse effects on the relationship between Ben and I. He said it wouldn't, more or less. So I decided to ask Alex out soon after. Just need the right timing now. Although Alex plans on pulling me aside on Monday, so maybe then? Another thing we talked about is me and Ben, aka Sir M, made an agreement of sorts. Completely optional, but it definitely made me feel better. Like I wasn't letting Ben down, and that he'd still be there. Parts worthy of mentioning. That's an issue for another time. Anyways, I propose that if we get to a predetermined age and are single and lonely, then we should pair up under no set terms beyond companionship, also null and void if we end up disliking or even hating each other for any reason. If this is acceptable to you, then we can set the age. How does that sound to you? We agreed on 26, 32. Me, him. A smiley face with a big nose. But to go back and explain how we came to this conclusion, what follows is a conversation between the two of us. How are things, smiley face? Things are good today. How about you? I hope your pugs weren't too anxious. No, seemed fine. I had enough excitement, I guess. Yeah, the party was pretty awesome. I'm very grateful it went so smoothly, smiley face. So, how was the rest of your night so far? Well, I took him around the mall, talked, went into random stores, and commented on various products. Then I brought him into a back room and... Yikes, too much detail to not elicit envy if not jealousy. I'll explain in a couple of minutes. Exercising. Yeah, exercised already. Don't overexhaust yourself. I'm still hungry. But yeah, I just finished. Cool, so how's it going? It's going good. After wandering around, I spotted an open door into the interior of the mall, and after a quick round to escape from the security guard, we snuck in there and started fooling around. She was so nervous, LMFAO. It was cute. Hi, I was serious, knock it off. It's like you're describing a steak dinner to a starving man. Sorry. So, how are you holding up? Oh, great, laugh at me too. Well, just 'cause something makes me uncomfortable doesn't make it go away. Kind of deflated, you know? Severely frustrated. Yes, which can leave one pretty down, but being home alone after the party... You can come back over if you want. But I don't know if it'd be okay to leave your pugs alone again. That's okay, thanks though. Like I said, I'm a little uneasy right now. Should probably chill out some. I think too much. Thank you very much for coming to my party. It meant a lot to me to have you there. Anyways, thank you too for the help with the computer. I'm a techno dunce. It was no problem. I'm glad I could come. I'm glad you invited me, and I'm glad I could help out. Makes me feel special, useful. Especially since you're genuinely appreciative, smiley face. I'd like to say something, but it might be a little weird. Is that okay? If not, that's okay. No worries. Forget I mentioned it. It's nothing, smiley face. Anyways, I need to make sure I'll get up on time tomorrow. I have a lot of appointments this week, and there was a lot I was hoping to get done before school starts. Go on, say it. I was just making some food. Ben? Big breath. Oh, okay, well, um, honestly, if I could take back the whole conversation we had in the car, I think I really would. You see, I haven't really told anyone many of those things I told you, and so without realizing it, I sort of put myself in a position of being extremely vulnerable to you, and I'm not really enjoying the feeling at all, and I'm honestly not entirely sure what I did. Why do you regret that? Do you think you can't trust me? No, I know I can. At least I think I know I can. I suppose it's complex, really. Life can mix things up for people sometimes, you know? Past, present, and future. It can all get bunched up sometimes within the mind. I guess maybe some of it's from even talking about some things that I don't even let myself think about normally. And some of those thoughts lead to some other thoughts that I'll never really allow myself ever to think. And who knows how deep even that runs. So maybe I'm your muse, smiley face. I open you up to see things you haven't in a while. It's a good thing to be able to share, though. Trust me. Fine line between muses and incubuses. I don't regret it, and I don't look at you any worse. Incubus? I don't. I just don't feel very good right now. I'm sorry if talking really made you feel bad. Sad face. They bring forth and feed off the suffering caused by nightmares. You don't strike me as the type, but I'm just trying to describe the feeling. No, I'm sorry, I should not have mentioned it. Change the subject. No, it's fine. I want you to be honest with me. They bring forth nightmares and feed on them, huh? Well, try putting a positive spin on it. What's incubus backwards? Sabachni. A new mystical creature that brings forth old haunts in order that you may learn from them. A good demon. Tongue emoji. The thing is, I think outstandingly high of you, and I'm excited to have a friend like you, and definitely want to see all the best things come to you. It's just that, well, I don't have the best track record of being treated well by the people I regard so highly. Yeah, but I assume those are all people you've been in relationships with, and usually everybody has bad experiences. It's just that through some combo of sensitiveness on your part and incredible lack of it from others, your wounds may have been cut deep and buried. It's good to explore those in a safe and warm environment. It'll help you become a better person. And I promise, if it is within my power, then no harm will come to you by my hand, or arm, or mouth. Still there? Sorry, Wi-Fi sucks. I appreciate it, and I'll believe you to do your best. I just really don't want to be vulnerable to anyone right now. You, almost specifically. Almost. I'm just far from enjoying how I feel right now. I know why, and I need to just move on no matter what. I'm buried some things that really hurt and I regret it, so have you ever used a light bright? Like what? Little colored pegs that you plug into a light board to make pictures. Was I supposed to hold on to Tin Man or mail it out? And it hurts because you're alone now, which is why I offered for you to come over again. It'll feel better when you have someone to be conscious and share your consciousness with, smiley face, but fair enough. If it is your wish, then I will leave it alone for the time being. Bows humbly. But I want you to know that if ever you need to talk, I believe I have toyed with the light bright. Now, I think I've done far too much talking on that for this lifetime, thanks. And well, that depends on whether you were planning on bringing it over or picking it up so we could finish it. I guess that's up to you. So be it. Still honored and appreciative. Well, at this point, I only have half the story, but I can hold on to it till the other half comes in. Honored and appreciative? That you've chosen to share as much as you did. You wouldn't have if some part of you didn't wish it, and you wouldn't have if that part of you didn't trust me as well. It's up to you. You haven't seen the whole thing yet. Funny thing is, I'm most likely in a heightened state of emotional sensitivity due to exhaustion and overstimulation, but at the same time I'm too terrified to go to bed. Almost a throwback to my night terror days, but only slightly. Any clue when you are going to bed? I haven't seen the whole thing and I love it. I just like sharing the things that I love with the people I enjoy spending time with. I didn't know when I planned on sleeping yet. I was watching things on my DVR right now. And cool. So save it so I can watch the next part before you get the next disc again. Sure thing. Smiley face. Thanks. Weird. Now my regrets are echoing. Now I regret even mentioning, regretting having that combo. Oversensitive. Just relax. I see where you might have the minor social phobia thing. After trying to think rationally, trying to do some meditation or breathwork, exercising failed to stop person from feeling scared, what should they do? They should come over and watch Shin-Chan. It's really funny, it'll cheer you up. Oh, alright, I can't do a laugh in a Kiwi accent, I'm sorry. Lol, nah. You know, it warms me to get the invitation, especially knowing you mean it. Thing is, in my current state, I might just end up falling to pieces in front of you and bawling my eyes out, and that won't do. I mean, I suppose you may be a sensitive guy, enough to be okay with it, but even more frightening is the concern that in my state of advanced vulnerability that I'd most likely end up trying to make a move on you, which, besides the shame and the inappropriateness of action itself, the rejection would probably send me reeling. I suppose I should be grateful I have at least a little common sense and foresight. Now, if I'm going to be a mess, best be here where I won't be. I just can't sleep the day away tomorrow. I want to get things done. I just don't understand. I see. So, is that what you're afraid of? You taking advantage of my compassion and me rejecting you? Just a piece of the pie. You've yet to know my dark secrets, as I'm sure you still have yours. I have my issues, everyone does. It's all about finding people whose baggage complements their own, right? I'm sorry, I'm very anxious. I already feel as if I've handled things wrong from the beginning. Ben, I want you to know that I'm very comfortable with you, and I do my best not to hurt you despite whatever transpired. I want you to know that I care for you a lot, and if you need to know, you can bawl your eyes out in front of me whenever you want. God knows I'd appreciate having someone like that. Sometimes I hold back a lot. Sometimes I'm so panicked at what to do I come off the wrong way, like insincere or goofy. I find myself very challenged to express myself in many ways, which leads to further misinterpretation. But you seem so eloquent at times, with awesome one-liners and tactful turn of phrases. Holding back is only natural, it's defense, and what do you consider the wrong way? I've never seen you come off as insincere, and even if such were the case, I imagine it could be forgiven if it was an accidental reflex, resulting from you being panicked. Did you know how intimidating I used to find you? Me? Why? A little bit has some relevance to what we spoke of in the car earlier, certain parts at least. Some of it had to do with the fact that a lot of my walls were still up while I was still getting to know you. Almost like I dug you to the point of, one, doubting your sincerity, and two, frightened of liking you to the point where you may rise to the power of being able to hurt me. I can see where that'd be a problem. Speaking of the early day, I don't think I once kissed you without a whole ton of doubt and fear to the point where I doubt I kissed you once in all seriousness. I was incapable. Every time I tried, I would panic. It's almost as if there has to be a certain amount of vulnerability, even in that I was too frightened to overcome. It's like, also, I very much miss having someone in my life I can hold as special, someone I can view as both an equal and look up to. I'm all mixed up about what those people are supposed to mean to me and me to them. Like I said before, I've been off-burnt by the ones I pick. I am frequently in the habit of finding that person to be someone who could never see me as anything close to what I value them as. I'm just a very scared and lonely person who is so unsure of the future to such an extent that having any modicum of hope makes every passing moment accidentally etch the fact that I'm in the here and now and I'm deeply unsatisfied. Regardless of how you view me, I just don't know what to do with myself anymore. Wow, I'm a bastard. That is so not the way you use that word. LMFAO. What, the last one? I feel like a bad person for spending all this on you, especially now. It's fine. Really it is. My room is so cold. Sad face. I hope so. I do like being able to take the time to compose my thoughts and the ability to proofread, but chatting is definitely lacking in tone, body language, and facial expression. Code like my heart? Ha, terrible joke, Ben. El terrible. We could run away to the Bahamas and live on mangoes and fruit bread. Breadfruit. We need a lot of toilet paper, but I'm sure we could pull it off. Breadfruit? But we don't even know if it's tasty yet. What if it's terrible? I thought it was supposed to be like true potatoes. Doesn't sound very tasty, sad face. What am I to do with myself? I'm in such a sorry state. How so? You seem fine. You just have horribly chaotic and conflicting emotions. You can try and get them under control, and keep working at it. Or you can allow me to be your therapist, smiley face, so I can help you work at it. I suppose there is a third option, but even I myself have my own fears that keep me from being so brazen. I'm certainly not interested in you as a therapist. You mean way too much to me for that. Don't get me wrong, I'm so very tired of hurting all the time, and I'm sure you're a wonderful counselor. I enjoy stretching my psyche out to some extent, at least because I know you will understand where I'm coming from. I just wish for all of me that I could really feel safe in all that entails. I understand, and I really wish I could do that for all the rest of you, but I dare not even try for fear of making things worse. My own predisposition involves fearing getting too close to someone that will require me to exist in that manner to such an extent. In short, I help everybody because I want to, but if I had to, ... sad face, then I might start to feel chafed, feel differently, and I definitely don't want to do that to you. You're too valuable to me. You're too valuable for me to take that risk, even if I wanted to take the chance, even if I was willing, asterisk. I know I really don't want to take advantage of your caring spirit. It's an oddity. We both do what we can to help anyone we can, and almost in direct response to that, I want very much to be more than just one of those anyones to you, you know? It's a bizarre and selfish desire, but at risk of stepping beyond my place, I think I might actually have a good chance of attaining that. There is one quote-unquote rock in my shoe that I absolutely can't not talk to you about until I get advice on. Nothing life or death or anything, just a subject not easily wielded. If I find it turns out to be something worth mentioning, I'll discuss it with you, for sure then. Ha! I'll have to remember the rock in your shoe thing then. Changing wanted to willing, eh? Two very different connotations. I suppose I can deal. Wanted implies I didn't want to. Willing implies I may want to, but am unwilling to take the risk. Ah, okay. Well then, as long as willing doesn't mean under duress of torture, I suppose. Well, what I thought you meant. It's cool. Nah, I haven't gotten that kinky yet, LMAO. I know very little about torture, and I can't imagine me getting off on being overly dominant, or submissive, to anyone. Although, I guess I'd never know unless I trusted someone enough to try. At least once. Well, I was thinking of much more unpleasant torture, but I must say I'm surprised at the rest of that statement. I don't know. I don't see you as being vocal verbal, but I can see you as being in complete control, for some reason. It was something in the no-nonsense way you told the stories, but how about we make an open-ended non-committal commitment? Unless you're already taken, that is. That would sound fairly reasonable, smiley face. But on the other hand, I do have to deal with Alex as well, sad face. Oh, it would affect him. If you decide to get married to the guy, then it would be null and void. Want to hear me out? I hate the fact that I just used the word deal like he was a problem. Sure, go on, smiley face. That's an issue for another time. Anyways, I propose that if we get to a predetermined age and are single and lonely, then we should pair up under no set terms beyond companionship, and null and void if we end up disliking or even hating each other for any reason. If this is acceptable to you, then you can set the age. How does that sound for you? Quote unquote, for any reason before that set age. Addendum, sorry. Haha, very lawyer-esque wording. But without hesitation, I will agree. Really then? Okay then. Party A, do you accept or reject the proposal on the table? Okay, what age then? It means I'll get to keep you in mind, my life, and vice versa, for the sake of the future, regardless of the state of the present. The age? That's a good question. Well, I'll be 21 next month, and you'll be 27 shortly after. I know, a tidy little arrangement, eh? I had one with a friend of mine, but she's been happily married for years. No, I think it's time I moved on. Really? How'd that happen? Wait, one question, before the other one. I was 15, she was 17. She's been married for a while now. They said age was 30, it's nearing expiration anyway. Expiration. Question though. Thanks, I'm a bad speller. There should be auto spell in here. Waiting on the question. Okay. Trying to figure out how to phrase it, but the style in which it's worded leaves us both free to pursue other curiosities, correct? Until such a time comes to pass as the age of aforementioned, not yet decided upon now. Both before, then after the commencement of the arrangement, yes. But I figured we could dish out ground rules if it was becoming more and more inevitable. Fair enough, but my concern at the moment was my immediate predicament involving a certain Sagittarius. How is that? Well, I just wanted to know that me deciding to give him a test run would have no adverse effects on our relationship. Is this a new character or am I being dense? The kid in the car earlier. Honestly, I didn't even see his face once, but yeah, totally. Lol, it's so your life. Just do whatever you gotta do. However, I will be withholding my opinion of him at this point for the time being. I had assumed he was a Gemini, I know how you feel about them, and for some reason assumed it was a key part of the draw. Well, it's just that you're my biggest reason for not dating him just yet, and I wanted your assurance that nothing would change between us, for the worst, should I attempt to finalize my courting phase. No, he's a Sagittarius. I think I'm done with Geminis. Allow me to explain some of my darkened shadows at a later date. Yeah, I got a lot of love for you, and I would never leave you bound like that. Naturally, and especially in appreciation of your spirit. I understand and gladly look forward to that later date. Remind me at a later date to tell you about Antonio. He's a great guy, but there's definitely a history there. Ben, I am ecstatic. Thank you, Ben. Smiley face. It's a telling story and acts as the tip of the iceberg to a totally new cache of juicy stories. You and Antonio? No problem, Khedive. I'm just happy to have met you. It's hard having to go so long without someone you can converse well with. We all need help digging the hole deeper, quote unquote. Kinda makes me wonder. I guess I shouldn't start crying yet then. Likewise, I'm glad I met someone who actually can understand my understandings. And you so spelled my name wrong. It's okay. I also had a little epiphany about your inner workings, but we'll save that for our one sweet day. Damn it, I did, and I just started to stop saying it right there, too, Special K. Aw, come on, I love epiphanies about my inner workings. Psychoanalyze me, please. Just a small, observed congruency tied in with a little Freudian theoretic twist. Go on, I'd love to hear your observations, Smiley Face. Hear/dissect. I'm sorry I can't discuss this with you, Smiley, tongue face. Ah, why? Is it my mom? Damn, I knew it was her all along. I shouldn't have been titty fed, sad face. I didn't even remember whether I was or not. It would invalidate the legitimacy of the possibility of it being an accurate assessment or not. I need to test the hypothesis a bit. I mean, when you suspect something of a patient, subject, client, friend, person, whatever, it's sometimes best not to just ask them right off, but gather more information by more circumspect methods. You look like you are. You don't seem sickly or overly obsessed with boobs you never tasted. My sister, who was the only one who wasn't, sticks out because of it. She was the one with no boobs. I understand that, but if you could just ask, I'd just tell, honestly. Huh? She has no boobs because she was booby-fed? 'Cause she wasn't. Ah, well, supposedly being breastfed makes you smarter and healthier. Anyways, I have deciphered the exact angle of the characteristic. Honestly, I think that if I'm right, I could really cash in on it. Not cash, you know me, I'll speak in metaphor. Ah, I see. Then maybe you shouldn't tell me. Although now I'm dying to know. It's a very, very specific interaction dynamic, and an interesting one to boot. I share a mirrored similar trait, which I think is why I'd be able to utilize it so well. However, telling you that much would give you just as much power, quote unquote, you'd have to just cross-analyze. Oh yes, this experiment would be fun. I think. Actually, now that I think on it, there's some surveying I still really need to do, but that too will be when you don't know I'm doing it. Ah, fun. Anyway, what was your favorite part of the party event thing? Well, let's see. It was all pretty consistent, and I was just busy doing my own thing on your CPU, so it was all good. By the way, a good way to know I'm surveying is if I ask a question and reply with a psychologist-like answer like, I see. I'll try my best not to, but we all have our tales. I see. It got pretty loud a few times, but it was never angry loud. I think I like the part with the games, although I wish there were more chances to play them. Although, we didn't need them to have fun tonight. Except when the dogs started fighting. And I also liked the movie part because it was pleasant knowing that everybody was more or less greatly enjoying my taste in gay movies. I'm sorry, I really wish I was closer for that. Went on much longer than it had to. It really stresses me out when they do that. I can't have a baby in the house with animals that do that. True. They really fight over attention? In that case, yes. It's not always that, though. They do it a lot less in the summer when I can take them on walks and bring them to play with other dogs in the dog parks. No one calls you Kegger, do they? You know, like a Kegger? I don't think so, but I can see it happening. You know my given nickname, right? Yeah, it's pretty cute, smiley face. Though your nickname makes you sound like you should have a sis, Buffy. I do have a sis, but she ain't no slayer. I don't know why that's my nickname though, but yeah, it's what my other grandparents call me. Or used to, I'm not sure now. What about Skippy? Watch the NYE party? NYE party? Oh, on YouTube, I completely forgot. No, no one calls me Skippy, but I imagine it's too reminiscent of Skipper from Gilligan's Isle. Yeah, he was creepy. The New Year's Eve party. Can I send you anything? Music? Porno? Porno? Yeah, you know, it's like porno, only lame. Sure, why not? Wait, which? Softcore porno? No, someone's even hardcore porno with this one machine that takes up half a friggin' room. African tribal horn, oh my fucking god. Oh, do tell. Yeah, it was great. Okay, I got a couple of mine. Kick it. This is the end of the conversation. I'm actually going to split this entry into two different ones because this has been very long. End entry.